In this video, I'm going to show you how to solve the ALEKS problem called Solving Applied Mass Concentration Problems. It looks like there's two different versions of this problem. I am going to show you how to solve this version. I'm also going to talk about what you would do if you are solving the other version of the problem. For both versions of the problem, you are going to be provided a concentration. That concentration is going to have some sort of mass unit per some sort of volume unit. They're all going to be derivatives of grams and liters. So I have milligrams per liters in this particular problem. I'm also looking at one right now on my computer screen that is giving me 35.5 grams times liters to the -1. That's just the same as grams over liters. And so you are going to have some or both of these units might have some sort of metric prefix associated with them. Don't worry about that. You can handle that. Then in one version of the problem, ALEKS is going to provide you with a volume and it's asking you to convert that volume into a mass. That's what I have. The other version of the problem is the reverse. ALEKS is going to provide you with a mass and it's going to ask you to convert that into a volume. So the first thing that we want to do is take a look at our take a look at our concentration. Recognize that our concentration is our relationship between the mass and the volume. So we're going to be using this concentration like a conversion factor. And I'm just going to set this up. I'm going to show you, as a reminder, the two different ways that we could express this concentration if we wanted to use it as a conversion factor. So we could write it as 30 milligrams per 1 liter. We can also write it, I'm going to say we could also write it as the inverse. 1 liter is the same thing as 30 milligrams. In this problem, you're going to use one of these two forms of this conversion factor, just one or the other, depending on which unit you're trying to cancel out. So these are the two conversion factors that we can get from our concentration. The next thing that we're going to do is take the number and the unit that ALEKS has provided to us. We're going to rewrite that, 94.0 milliliters. And just kind of pay attention that ALEKS is asking us to convert this into milligrams. So since I have, I'm starting with units of milliliters, I want to multiply by a conversion factor that has a milliliter unit on the bottom so that that unit can cancel out. Now it looks like this is the version of the conversion factor that I'm going to want to use because it has the volume unit down in the denominator where I want it. But notice that the volume unit is not exactly right just yet. My conversion factor has units of liters and this is units of milliliters. So before I can use that 30 milligrams per liter, I just need to do a simple conversion from milliliters into liters using my relationship between milliliters and liters. Milli is the prefix for 1,000, which means there's 1,000 milliliters in a liter, and that's going to cancel that unit out. And now I am ready to set up another conversion. This time I want to convert into, convert out of units of liters. So I want my liter unit to be down in the denominator so they'll cancel out. And I can go ahead and use this version of the conversion factor because it has the liter unit in the right spot. So I'm just going to fill that in, 30 milligrams per liter. Now, before I decide that I'm ready to use my calculator, I'm just going to double check and make sure that the unit that I'm converting into is the same as what ALEKS wants for my answer. If it was not the same, then I would probably just need to do one more conversion factor over here, converting out of milligrams into whatever unit ALEKS might be asking for me. But since I'm in the right unit, I can go ahead and carry out the math, which I'm doing this on my calculator off on the side. 94 divided by 1,000 times 30 is 2.82 milligrams. To three significant figures, 2.82 milligrams. Now, if you had the other version of the problem, let's just pretend the other version of the problem, let's say that I had 94 milligrams and ALEKS wanted me to calculate milliliters instead. I'm going to write this over here just so that it's not super confusing. If I had this version of the problem, I would start by writing 94 milligrams. I would want to multiply by a conversion factor that cancels out that milligram unit, so I'd want it down on the bottom, and boom, it looks like this is the conversion factor that I would want to use, 30 milligrams per liter, and that liter unit would looks like it's not exactly what ALEKS is looking for in this imaginary problem that I'm creating in my mind. So I would want another conversion step that allows me to convert into the correct unit, 1,000 milliliters per liter. So this is how you would set it up, something along these lines if you were solving the other version. With this problem, I think it's not super tricky. Just make sure that you are paying attention to your metric prefixes and that you are setting up your conversion factors in the right way, and you should have no problems.